Are you in the lowest tier with Capital One and want to climb the ranks fast? Well, in today's video, guys, I'm going to explain 5 different tips that's going to guarantee you automatic increases and it's going to better your relationship with Capital One. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to explain step by step on how you can go from a $300 Quicksilver card to a $40,000 venture credit card with Capital One. Guys, stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, I'm Credit Coach Q, and I create the first cloud-based software that allows you to put your credit repair expense in your own hands. If you're new to the channel, I'm super excited because I have a banger. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can go from a $300 Quicksilver card to a $40,000 venture credit card with Capital One. But before we get into the video, guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. It allows YouTube to push this content to a wider audience and allows us to leave the lights on. Guys, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you have anything derogatory in your credit report, I mean anything negative, charge-offs, late payments, bankruptcies, medical bills, guys, you name it, please go over to mycreditapproved.com. It's the website and the software that I was telling you about that allows you to put the full experience to your own hands. Guys, people are removing thousands of dollars worth of debt by themselves. They are no longer using credit repair companies. They are putting this information and this experience into their own hands and appreciating on a deeper level. Guys, please go to mycreditapproved.com, check out the software and start removing these items, guys, if you have anything derogatory on your credit report. Now, let's dive straight into the meat and potatoes of this video. Guys, I'm super excited about this video because I get DMs after DMs after DM, people asking me over and over, how can I increase my limit? Or one of my sales team, well, I will be overhearing and they'll basically have a person on the line asking them, do you have any available credit? And they'll say, yes, I have a Capital One credit card I had for 16 years. Okay, what is the limit on that credit card? It's $300. How can you have a $300 credit card for 16 years? And I'm going to explain that. So let's get started. So the first thing you have to understand is that Capital One works on a bucketing system, right? A bucket. So and if you are in the $300 to $500 bucket, it's like a crab trying to get out of the bucket, seriously, because people can be in those buckets for years and years and years. And if you are not following the algorithm that Capital One uses, you're not going to be successful. You'll die before you get a credit increase with Capital One. And I'm going to explain all of it. So the first thing you have to understand is that Capital One works state by state with pulling credit reports. So different credit reports are pulled by state. Now, Capital One try to pull from all 3 credit bureaus and they do, but in some states they don't. Now, if you live in Alabama, typically Capital One is going to use Equifax. So that means that you have to primarily focus your credit on Equifax for Capital One specifically, right? So if you know that Capital One is going to pull from Equifax and you know your Equifax score is 590 and you know to get this type of credit card that you want, it's going to take 670. So you have to gain 80 points before you actually even go into the realm of that type of credit card. Or you can just look to get a different type of credit card. It gives you a viewpoint of the expectations instead of just applying blindly and getting denied and you do not know why. If you know the credit report that they're pulling from, it gives you an added benefit to see exactly what they're going to do before they do it. Okay, that's what to keep in mind. Now that's step 1. Now step 2 is going to be the simplest step of all, and that is to use the credit card. People do not use the credit card because they are under the stigma that you're only supposed to use 9% of it. Now that is the case. You do not want to overutilize the card because it can bring your score down for a lot of different reasons, because utilization is a very big part of your credit score. Nonetheless, you have to use the credit card. Typically when you use the credit card, Capital One is going to give you automatic credit increases. Now I've seen this with Navy Federal, I've seen this with Capital One, I've seen this with Chase. When you actually use the credit card, they are basically endowed to basically give you a credit increase automatically. And I honestly think it's inside of the algorithm. And that goes back to that word algorithm. You have to follow the algorithm that Capital One is laying out. And if you do it, the algorithm will do it themselves. themselves. I don't believe it's a person in the back giving people credit increase. I think it's all computer generated. And if that is the case, then you just have to basically befriend the computer, right? So how do you do that? You do that by basically using the credit card. Using the credit card is going to give the computer data points on what you can basically increase and how your money is actually flowing. If you are not using the credit card, they're not really seeing the trajectory of your money flow. So they don't know if you can, handle another credit increase because you are not showing that with the data points by using the credit card. When you use the credit card and you pay the credit card off, they see how fast you can pay it off. They see how much you can pay it off. They see so much when it comes to the data points where they say, okay, this person can actually use $1,000 extra monthly expenses and they can afford it because we are seeing the trajectory of their payment history, right? So use the credit card. Step 3, fix your credit. Now, if you have poor credit, guys, go to mycreditapproved, watch one of our videos where I'm basically giving you the blueprint. You can use the 14-day hack. You can use the certified letter hack. It's so many hacks that I have on my channel. I get emails and so many thank you videos, thank you reviews, basically saying that my product work and the hacks work. So guys, if you have any poor thing on your credit, dragging it down, go to mycreditapproved and fix that, because you're just going to basically keep going in a revolving door. Now, in order for you to transition out of a bucket, once you get a fair credit quick silver card, it's typically hard to climb the ranks to actually go to another tier or another bucket, perhaps. So you want to basically reapply with a total different credit card with Capital One outside of that quick silver card. You want to basically go to, you can go to the Saver One card, you can go to the Venture card, but in order to do that, you're going to have to meet certain criteria of credit to reach those certain limits. And outside of credit, the only option that you're going to get when it comes to a credit increase is using the card and how you're going to apply for the credit increase. So most people have this credit increase hack where they're teaching individuals how to do it on the Capital One app, and that is fine. And I do want to basically add a caveat to that. You want to, if you are using the app to ask for a credit increase, if you are self-employed, I do not want, and this is 5 out of the 5 tips, I want you to basically focus on the employment status that you are putting on the application. Because if you are self-employed, don't put that you self-employed. You can put that you work for the company that you own. That is going to look a lot more stable to Capital One. It's going to look a lot less risky because self-employed individuals, their money go up and down. Everything is determined on them. If they get sick, they don't make any money. Capital One knows this. But if it look like you are working for a company, even though the company is yours, it gives the image that Capital One, it gives the image to Capital One that you can survive or your company is still going to have income even if you have sick or if anything happened to you. So stay away from the self-employed status if you are doing it online. Don't be over dramatic on your income statements. Don't say that you make $250,000 or anything like that. Try to stay in a good guesstimate on what you make. So if you are self-employed, you own a business, you can put your projections for the business of the year when it comes to what do you project it to make. You don't have to put down what you made last year or what you're currently making. If you are projected to make $150,000 or $250,000, you can do that, but stay away. But it has to make sense. If your credit is terrible and you make $250,000, it make sense. It's not going to make sense. So make sure that you are staying in a reasonable, realistic framework when it comes to your income and stay away from the self-employed status. Guys, let me know in the comment section how you feel about this. Do you think that this video brought you any value? Do you have any questions? If you do, let me know down below. If you are stuck in a bucket, also let me know. You can also DM me on Instagram as well. Guys, let me know how you feel. And always remember, take care of your credit and take care of yourself. Credit Coach Q out. Peace.